Hey guys, happy Shorter Episode Tuesdays. I'm so excited to be bringing the very, very first one right here, right now on this Tuesday. Wow. Anyway, I just want to start off by saying thank you guys so much for the incredible support that you've given me these past couple of days. I'm literally mind blown by just the excitement, the hype, the encouragement that you guys have sent me, the feedback, the comments. I'm just so grateful. Thank you for subscribing on these different platforms and for following on these different platforms, following me on Instagram, everything that you guys have done. I'm just so incredibly grateful. All my friends, all my family, the texts, the DMs, everything has just been so greatly appreciated. So thank you guys so much. For those of you who are new, I'll just encourage you to subscribe and I'll encourage you to share as you listen to these episodes. And the question is, why should you share, right? Which goes into the next question that I have here, which is why this podcast? So I just feel like there's so much knowledge that's out there. When I get together with my girlfriends or with my guy friends, there's always talk about relationships and love and all of this stuff. And I feel like everyone really has that going on where you have a smaller circle that you have these discussions with, right? And so this podcast is really a way to build a community of, I guess, a big group of friends where we then share like from experiences, talking about different topics to do with relationships and learn from each other. Okay, so this podcast is really a podcast for the people by the people, which when I posted that on Instagram, I actually felt like, oh my gosh, I'm being like an African politician, but I'm really not. What I mean by that is, you know, if you want to participate on these Friday episodes, you can always reach out to me and we can do a Friday episode together. I'm so open. Women or men, whoever wants to join, let me know and we can definitely find a topic that we're both kind of passionate about and we can talk about. Okay, and also another way to participate is if you have any questions, you can always send me questions by like Monday afternoon Eastern time. Okay, how about we say that? And what I'll do is I'll read those questions and then I'll answer them to my best, knowledge on these Tuesday episodes. And also, if you have any dilemmas, you can also send those to me. I was thinking, should I call myself Auntie Shelly Bean for these dilemmas or Auntie Shells? Who would you trust more? Let me know. Anyway, if you have dilemmas, feel free to hit me up in the DMs as well. And I can always post on Instagram, post anonymously so people don't know who you are if you don't want people to know. And then we can get information from other people on how they would handle those situations. And again, bring them to these Tuesday sessions. Okay, so that's it about how you can participate. The next thing that I wanted to do in this episode is to talk about the theme song, and this really is for my non-Shona listeners. Okay, so for people who listened to the first episode, you know that I'm Zimbabwean and I speak Shona, so that's the language that I speak. And the theme song that you heard in the first episode and that you will hear for this podcast is called Ndiwe, and Ndiwe means it's you, right? So I'm going to tell you guys what the song is about. For my Shona people, this is loose translations, okay? Because I really can't directly translate certain words like kuroya because it just won't sound right in English. So I'm going to translate this in a way that makes sense and put it in context, okay? So this song was actually specifically chosen for this podcast. And what I mean is that this podcast is about relationships, it's about love, and so I was looking for a love song and I fell in love with the song. The artist is Masa Caroline and she's just really incredible, so go listen to her music. Anyway, the song. So the song is really about this girl who's madly in love with this guy, and it's a song that she's singing to him and she's telling him that I've searched far and wide, and it's all you. You're the one that I want. You are my one and only. And she says you're the one who's given you're the one who's given me a love potion. My heart has completely fallen for you, and my mind is all twisted because of you. Literally, this girl's just madly in love with this guy. And so I just thought it was a cute song to go with this. It has a fire beat, and so yeah, just wanted to be inclusive of my non-Shona friends so that you can also feel included when the theme song comes. So that's it on the theme song, and now I'm gonna go into the couple of questions that I received this week. The first question comes from someone who will remain anonymous, and her question is, how do I find a rich man? How do I find a rich man? Well, this is how I would approach it, okay? If you want to find a doctor, to attract a doctor, you would hang around the hospital. If you want to attract or find a bank teller, you would hang around a bank. If you want to find a rich man, you need to hang around where rich people hang around, okay? So that means that if you've been going to $1 or $2 restaurants, you need to kick it up a notch, okay? We're talking about $4 restaurants and $5 restaurants. You know those restaurants we kind of avoid on Yelp? Those are the ones where you want to hang around, okay? So be where the rich people are at. You know, maybe the type of car dealerships you go to, you need to change from like the basic ones to like the higher end ones, okay? You need to change the type of stores you go into from like the H&M's to maybe the Gucci's and the Versace's, okay? So be where the rich people are so that you can attract the type of person that you're trying to attract. The next thing is, I think you need to ask yourself, what do I bring to the table? I don't personally think that you need to be rich to be with a rich person. That's not what I think. I think that if you are going to try to be with a rich person, you also need to ask yourself, okay, if I'm not bringing wealth, if I'm not bringing a bag of my own, what am I bringing? And, you know, it really can be something like just being a very supportive partner. Maybe this person has, you know, ideas that they want to do. Like, for example, I don't know, they want to build a hospital on the moon. They want to build a hospital on the moon or something like that. You then have to like really support that person's ideas and not get in the way of that. So you really need to like do the extra of like being supportive of that person's dreams so that it doesn't seem like you're just there for the money, but you're also actually there to push the person or like want to see them get better in whatever they're doing. Other ways that, you know, you could bring things to the table, it could be that you're a creative, so you know, maybe that person is rich and they don't know like what to do with their money, but you have like ideas that you can like bring to this person and you guys can build wealth together. So I think just ask yourself, what do I bring to the table as well. The last question comes from Moena in California. Shout out to you, girl. And her question is, how are people navigating finding love in a pandemic? So the biggest one is online dating. I think, you know, online dating has always had its perks, right? But I think it really started shining a lot during the pandemic, just because a lot of people, especially at the beginning of the pandemic, were just stuck at home and not really interacting with people outside, just because like COVID was just crazy and people didn't know what would happen if they got COVID, right? So a lot of people just stayed at home, downloaded apps, started talking to people. I know some people who would like, you know, they would message on these dating apps, start talking to someone, you know, do Zoom calls and order Uber Eats and watch each other eat instead of meeting in person. But obviously, as time has gone on, you know, people have also started meeting up in person. So I think it really just comes down to you, what you're comfortable with doing. And I know people who've been together for like over a year and a half. Shout out to those people who I will keep anonymous, and those people met online. So that's definitely like a good way to meet people during this time, especially with, you know, what's going on. And maybe you're not even going to places you used to go to a lot. Like maybe you're not going to church anymore or actually going physically to school anymore. And so yeah, online dating is definitely the way to do it. The next way is being hooked up by family or by friends. And I think this is a really good way to meet people or like to try and find love, just because when someone introduces you to someone, right, they kind of know about the person. So like I would say they also kind of know this person's COVID consciousness or lack thereof. And so they would be able to tell you that, oh, hey, like I'm hooking you up with this guy, or like I think this guy would be a good fit for you. This is his general lifestyle. I think he's like COVID safe, you know, like he tries to stay away from meeting up with a lot of people. So that's one way of meeting. I know a friend who actually met her husband through that. So they met during the pandemic and they recently got married. Shout out to them. And lastly, but I guess carrying on the theme, I know a couple that met at a wedding, in a wedding party. Shout out to them. So I think, yeah, for those people, I guess it's one of those things where when you get invited to certain functions, it could be weddings, it could be baby showers, it could be anything, right? I mean, keep your eyes open. You just never know who you might meet at these places. Of course, it's also kind of tough because people have masks on and you can't really see the bottom half of somebody's face. But I think that like sometimes if you look at someone's eyes, you might just know like, oh, this is it, you know? Or, I mean, there are also times when like at these events, people have to eat, right? So during those times that people are eating and they have their masks off, that is your time to kind of eye the room and see whose second half of the face you like and start something that way. Insert Michael Jackson. Do you want to be starting something? Anyway, ultimately, it comes down to your comfort level, especially during these pandemic times. So do what you feel is safe for you. And yeah, that's really it from me today, guys. You might have picked it up just now at the end that I do tend to break into song. So when these episodes happen, if you hear me breaking into song, it's not because I think I'm a good singer. No, not at all. It's just because I enjoy singing and karaoke is my thing. So anyway, that's it from me, guys. Have an amazing rest of your week and look forward to the Friday episode. Peace.